Hello, my name is Alan, and today I'm facilitating the second of 4 sessions of Impulse Drive, which we're using to play in the expanse setting, and we're very much building that expanse setting out of the TV rather than the books, because there are some differences. This game is organized as part of the Gauntlet RPG community. That's an online gaming club, if you will. If you don't know about us, please look us up as Gauntlet-RPG. And if you're interested in playing with us, then next weekend is this year's Gauntlet Con. And I think there are still some empty seats for sessions. I think we start Thursday evening UK time, and we run through till the small hours of Monday UK time. But there are games all around the clock. I'm certainly running a session at 8:30 in the morning, my time, so that the Far East might get into it. Do come and visit us. If you want to find out more about the Gauntlet, please do check out earlier videos in this series. We are playing, as I say, using the Expanse as a setting. We're using some safety tools. The players know about the safety tools, and there is a tab in the Character Keeper. We're using lines and veils and the X card. We're also playing with the open door, so if something happens, you have to step away, that's fine. And we're playing with the Gauntlet, within the Gauntlet Code of Conduct. I'm not going to say more than that. I am Alan. I am the GM. My pronouns are he, him. Let me now ask each of the players in turn to introduce themselves and tell us something about their character and maybe where they think they left that character last time. And can I start? John, say hello.
Hi, I'm John. I use pronouns he, him. Playing Felix Ray. He is an Earther who was pretty much born and bred to be in the UN military. Attended military academies growing up, went into the military straight from those academies and spent a good number of years working with them and training on various missions before he decided to walk away because he realized this is not the life he wanted, and has sought some sort of life change out in the far reaches of space with this crew. And I think we left off with Felix having a pretty unnerving experience with these cockroaches emitting blue particles crawling out of a wall in an asteroid. And I actually added a hook right at the end of I must destroy this asteroid and this alien on it. So excited to see how that plays out.
Indeed. Moving along, Brendan, say hello and introduce us to Ray Dawn.
Hello, this is Brandon Berlowski. I'm playing, my character is Ray Dawn Luamba, who is a Belta, who was born on a ship and doesn't have a particular allegiance to any particular political entity within the belt, as evidenced by the fact that she's teamed up with strange people from Earth and Mars and what have you. She is someone who is self-taught in a lot of disciplines, notably engineering, and interesting for someone of her status, the politics of the Earth, Mars, Belter interaction. When last we encountered Ray Dawn, they had managed to get into the strangely protected bit of this rather otherwise apparently derelict asteroid, and had powered up the computers and was starting to download the information that they were sent there in the first place when peculiar things began to happen. The last thing that I remember is in fact, yes, some cockroaches, which should have been long dead, glowing green and appearing out of the cracks in the walls and what have you.
Thank you. Treb, say hello and introduce us to Kit Parker.
I'm Treb. I use he, them pronouns, and I'm playing Kit Parker. They are Martian, former intelligence agent, who left under a cloud. They were uh, they discovered information that they made them rethink their loyalties to Mars, and went on the run. And last time, I believe they were providing cover from the doorway when the drone attacked us, and they're getting ready to shepherd everybody out of here right now.
Okay, and finally, didn't come across this character last time because Bodhi wasn't here, but Bodhi, say hello and introduce us to Sophia Torres, who is on your ship, the Skylark, while the others are inside the asteroid.
So I'm Bodhi, they, them pronouns. I'm playing, as Alan said, Sophia, who uses she, her pronouns. And Sophia's a first generation Belter. Her parents are from Earth, and her loyalties kind of started out more with Earth. She started working in a security in a security company, and gradually her loyalty shifted more to be with the Belt, because she's grown up in the Belt her whole life, and she quit, became a private investigator, got onto something big to do with people disappearing, connected that with a security company, which may or may not be the security company she used to work for. I'm leaving that undefined so far, and things got very hot. So she is laying low on the Skylark, and the others may not necessarily know that Sophia is on the Skylark to lay low.
I think it would be quite interesting to know how far your investigation into that got, because you have a bounty hunter move, which is all about developing leads. So would you roll with volatile, please?
Yes. Let me get 2d6. So assuming they start out random when they first appear, then that would be an 8, and my volatile is 1, so that's a 9.
On 7 to 9, take what you can get. Hold 1 lead, and you can spend a lead to say stuff. But you begin this session with 1 lead, and I want to stay with Sophia for a moment, because before the others suited up and went into this apparently abandoned asteroid, which has turned out to be anything but. Well, it's abandoned in terms of you're not finding any people, but you're finding more than you expected. You had spotted a ship with a trajectory that would bring it close to this asteroid. I think it would be good to just check in on that ship. And I think that's probably Scope It Out, which is on the Basic Moves tab under Exploration Moves.
Yep. And roll with calculating.
And it makes sense that Sophia was in fact left behind to keep an eye on that ship. That makes...
Don't you just love it when necessity matches dramatic requirement?
Oh, nice. Scope it out.
So that is a 13, I think. So I think I'm too calculating.
If only there was a result above 10 plus.
Yes.
You can ask me 3 questions from that extremely long list, and I will endeavor to interpret it as loosely, as creatively as I can.
I'm going to start out with who or what here is not what they seem, because that sounds interesting.
That ship is almost certainly not what it seems, because it is not broadcasting any kind of black box signal. You are, because you're on legitimate business. It is not. Seem like a fair answer to your first question?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where do you want to go after that?
I think what here will give me an edge?
Oh, that's an interesting question. You will see over my shoulder the very asteroid on which your crew is currently located. You will see that there is a big impact crater just there. Given the way that they are coming at you, if you could maneuver the Skylark to about there, that would probably kill your transponder signal and make it look like you just disappeared behind the asteroid and gone away. It would, however, leave a bit of distance between the entrance they used to get into the asteroid and the ship. What do you do, Sophia? No, ask me a third question, then decide.
Yeah. I'm going to ask a question that might be difficult for you, so if you want to punt on it, I'll ask you a different one. Who or what here could be a useful opportunity?
I think that you know, because the crew will have reported it back, that they found a lot of supplies. No, not particularly high-tech supplies, but a lot of supplies that were kind of had the tag of this this Inarco OPA terrorist cell on them. There is an opportunity, were you to shift those into your hold, because that would be eminently saleable. I think we know that Kit is nervous about that because some of the rations in there seem to be MRCN rations. But you only opened the one kind of container.
So I think that...
Well, before you tell me what you're going to do,
yes,
I think this is probably when now Felix was pretty transfixed by these what we're calling proto-roaches.
Yes.
Kit was covering the situation, as I remember it. So I think it is probably Ray Dawn who will inform Sophia of what's going on in the asteroid. Ray Dawn, what do we hear you saying?
Fuck.
On all channels.
Sophia, they want strange thing going on down here. They're bugs, what not gotten any reason to be live, and the green going things. We got sold a damn bill of goods. Yeah, something. We got told this was milk run, and it ain't. No such thing.
Sophia, do you share the information that that incoming ship has slightly course corrected towards the asteroid?
I do. I'm like, shit, situation in there, situation out here, and share about the ship. And I think that I don't think I ask. I think I say. I think I transmit the coordinates of this hiding place in the crater on the asteroid and attempt to maneuver the ship there before before they detect us. I'm going for the stealthy approach here.
Okay.
We got you. Don't let them Koyo Sabaka cut you in open.
And just to be clear, then it will be a very much more difficult task to steal the goodies. I just want to make sure we understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
think,
radio silence, everyone.
Done it.
and by the way, I should tell you, you know, when you turned up Ray Dawn, you kind of re-engaged the reactor that was just sitting there ticking over in this asteroid. As you turned that up, life support came on. So what is the best to have? I think it's when you use your instincts or reflexes to avoid danger, i.e. crashing a spacecraft, while putting it in a small hole on a slightly larger asteroid, I think it's act quick. When you, negotiate through danger towards a goal, roll with slick, Sophia.
It should be interesting because I don't think Sophia's very slick. Oh, that is
she's also
a 3. I think I may have just dinged the ship a bit.
Don't you do that.
Sophia, you know when you maneuver a ship, you really should unlatch the tether that's securing it to the asteroid first.
Yeah.
So I think you have snarled the tether and are unable to move. That tether's going to need to be cut loose, I think, at some point. Let's go back into the asteroid. As I say, life support is came back on when Ray Dawn warmed up the reactor. So there is thin air. It's still very cold, though. What do you do, Kit? Oh, you are muted.
So, where are these bugs in relation to us right now?
You spotted one of them, and then as the lights flickered on, as conditions began to improve, half a dozen of them crawled out of a ventilator duct in the wall of this control room, for want of a better word, and have begun to scurry down the wall towards the various panels, control panels, dials, buttons, levers that sit around the wall of this control panel, of this control room.
Okay, I'm just gonna like bump heads with Radon, and just talk to them that way. Radon, how long do you think this is gonna take? We need to think about getting out here sharpish.
Yeah, me too. Man, but can't shave it below 5-10 minutes.
Need a translation.
I heard 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 5 or 10 minutes, I think, is what I heard.
Recorder downloading, man, but plenty of data trying to push through a little pipe. No.
Shit, y'all. I don't know that we've got 10 minutes. There's freaking space alien bugs crawling out the walls.
Will you? I don't know what these damn bugs do.
I don't want to be here to find out.
Yeah, I'm with him. I'm with.
We going cut and run we go and get paid for them? That's the thing.
Look, we got sold.
Look, our employers didn't give us the full story. I think.
Yeah. Well, that's a good reason why they pay us more then.
Okay, just do the best you can.
This, we got.
We'll cover you. We'll cover you. Just do the best you can. Okay.
It's moving, man. I just need time.
I'm gonna go over next to Felix and Oh, I need to. Is there anything around here that I could maybe use to like block off the
Get him fly sweater.
like some sort of sealant, like like some sort of foam sealant or something to.
I think that probably back near the airlock, which brought you from the kind of mined out asteroid tunnels into this facility, inverted commas, I think you'd almost certainly find some kind of vacuum repair kit that could be kind of thrown at the airlock if something went wrong.
They also trip. They got to be fire extinguisher here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Can't run no installation without no fire. Way to knock out fires.
While you're having that conversation, Felix, what do we see Felix doing?
Mild panic in his helmet, and like I think he brings his gun up and is like debating, like, do I fire at these or what do I do? And yeah, I think hearing the suggestion of looking for a vacuum, some sort of vacuum sealer or fire extinguisher, I'm gonna start helping search for that. And also suggest to the group, hey Radon, what I don't feel good about leaving this here. What I mean, we found that what did you call it? Protogen sticker company.
Protogen. Yeah, big biogenetics corporation.
This place is bad news. The universe is better off without this here, and so
we didn't bring no shaped charges, man.
We got a reactor, don't we?
Yeah, but we gotta bring that with us, or we don't get paid.
Not the reactor. We grab that data. We set the reactor.
You want me to pull safety on the reactor?
Hang on. Let Felix finish.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we can set some sort of progressive overload when we're done, and we bug out, and this thing.
Huh. That's funny.
Not intentional.
Not to give you any more work to do, Radon.
What's Radon's reaction to being asked, can you time this reactor to blow up?
It ain't made to be a bomb, man. Can pull safeties on it, but then it ungrenade with no good time.
Well, while you're thinking about that, I am
I'm turning it over in my head. How much Radon's turning it over in her head, how you would do it and how much time would be left once you did it before it went critical.
And meanwhile, Kit and Felix, was it the sealant, or I heard Felix say he was going to try and find a fire extinguisher, and Kit, were you looking for some sealant? Kind of vacuum patch that you could seal up?
Yeah.
So Felix, you'll find a fire extinguisher because there's one in the control room, as you would expect. Kit's left to go to the airlock to get this sealant. What are you going to do with this fire extinguisher?
Guess I'm going to spray the bugs and go for that. I'm picturing there's like a crack or a hole or something that they're coming out of, and so
it's a ventilator grill.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I'm gonna spray up into there.
Okay. When you kind of get up close to it, because the lights are on behind you now and it's dark in there, you can see these little blue spots, a lot of them. So there are far more in there than there are down here in the control room. And then you kind of go, just spray this carbon dioxide fire extinguisher in there. Yeah.
Is it foam? That might help.
It's full enough. There's an impressive
foam.
amount
Sorry.
of CO2.
Yeah, ask him if it foam.
No, it's CO2. It's an impressive amount of CO2 cast down this ventilator. Sophia, what are you going to do? Because you've kind of snarled the tether.
Where did I snarl it? Did I snarl it while the Skylark's still in the open, or am I hidden but unable to move?
No, because the Skylark was very neatly tethered about 20 meters above the surface of the asteroid. So yeah, you forgot to disengage it. So now you have this this non-retractable tether.
I think you see me. I think I'm swearing up a storm, getting my vac suit on and grabbing cutting gear because I know that I can't communicate this. So I just need to. I'm just trying to get it sorted as quick as I can. So I'm getting to the airlock and lugging cutting gear out with me.
Sophia solves the problem. Okay, Kit, you've got this sealant and a patch or two back at the control room, and I have to say, if anything, that explosion of pressurized gas into the vent disturbed them quite a bit, and significant numbers are now have now spilled out of the ventilator grill, Felix. Are you staying up close, or are you backing across the room?
I'm backing away. The fire extinguisher did not work. I think I made him mad.
Oh, wrong way. There we go. I've advanced the Proto-Roach's clock. Radon, there are now dozens of these things, sitting on surfaces, and you see them kind of sliding through the ventilation at the back of panels.
I ain't looking at that. I got things to pay attention to. I ain't looking at how much more bugs we're getting. I'm running through I am lining up the safety protocols on this reactor.
Okay, Kit, you've got the kit. It's idiot proof, so I won't make you roll for it. You just need to take a bit of time. But you are probably going to squash some of these things as they're coming out, because there is a kind of steady stream of them coming around the edge of this ventilation.
I'm okay with squashing them.
So just hold it up and spray around it. Yeah. That looks like it's reasonably sealed, but there are a large number of them in this control space now. John, what do you do? Sorry, Felix, what do you do when you notice one of them crawling down your faceplate?
I think I just go to like swat it off.
I just need to step away from it. Brandon, am I getting too close to spiders here?
No, I don't have a problem with spiders.
Oh, sorry, because somebody put spiders in the lines and veils. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't.
They're not spiders; they're cockroaches. I'm fine with it.
Actually, I have more problem with cockroaches than spiders, but not enough to put a veil on it. It's just horrible.
Okay. Feel free to X-card me, folks, if I'm going too far with this. So, Felix, what do you do when you see one of them kind of just crawling down your faceplate?
I think there's, it's that like instinctual freak out where I drop my gun and start swatting at the faceplate, trying to knock it off.
And it squashes really straightforwardly, splat, leaving these kind of fluorescent blue traces dribbling down the faceplate. Kit, when you've finished spraying that and you pull your hand away, there's one crawling over the glove up your arm. What do you do?
I'm gonna flick it.
Yeah, and it splatters very kind of impressively against one of the walls. Oh no, it won't, because I don't think it'll have enough inertia, and we still don't have gravity in here. Ray Dawn, there are a number of them on the control panel where you're working. And I said some of them had gone through a ventilator panel at the back of these control panels.
Yeah.
You're just getting kind of unpredictable combinations of flashing lights on the panel in front of you.
You little Sabaka fuckers. Leave me electronics alone.
And it does remind you, when I think it was when you were hot wiring the airlock, you did notice that there was some odd kind of corrosive damage. No, it was the drone. When Kit examined the drone. Right. You found that there was some odd damage to the circuitry inside the drone. And maybe you're putting two and two together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sophia, are you going to cut the tether at this end or the other end?
I think what will happen to the ship if I become I suppose I'll get another chance to. Will I get another chance to hide the ship, or is it far too late for that now?
It's getting riskier simply because now they are that much closer.
I think I cut the tether at this end and kind of hope that they won't notice the free floating tether there. I think that it's an old thing. I think it's quicker.
Anchored next to the old airlock they used to get into their asteroid supply dump. Okay.
At least won't notice it for long enough for us to get out of there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I don't think I'm thinking that far ahead at this stage. I'm just like, fucking tether, need to get it loose. So.
Yeah. Not impulsive, except when it really matters. And so, I don't think. I think this could be very interesting. So you have to roll for this. Is there? I'm struggling to see anything but keep your cool. Actually. I think this is much more about, just not losing it as you kind of clamber hand over hand along the side of your ship to get to the housing where the tether is anchored. And of course, there's a big spool, which normally it would, So are you trying to repair it or just cut it before we?
I think I'm going to try and repair it. But if that doesn't go well, my immediate next move is going to be just cut it. Like it's repair it if that's going to go really smoothly.
Okay. So I think that is probably roll plus stalwart.
Oh, that does go smoothly. That's an 11.
Wow. If only you could average these, you'd be consistently on the ball. So you do it with minimal cost. And the minimal cost is it just takes a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you want to spend that time? Because, there is that dot on the radar.
Yeah, I think we see a cinematic shot of kind of myself in the foreground with kind of in the guts of this tether spool with the kind of ship drifting closer in the background.
Can I suggest that what has been a tiny, almost imperceptible dot flips and you see the drive come on as it begins to decelerate? So we now know it's going to stop here. Ray Dawn, you have the data.
Yank it first thing, yank it, clip it to the belt. Now, overloading this thing. Fuck yeah. I mean, we agree that that this bad business. Felix, I wave over. You still want to do this?
I think we have to. We can't leave this behind to. We don't know what the fuck these things are, but they don't seem right.
Okay. Once me yank the safeties on this, like me said, this end grenade with pin pulled and not real good timer on it neither.
Yeah, you yank it and we haul ass.
I me throw fusion drive into overload.
Sophia. Come in, Sophia.
I think you hear what is very clearly a suit comm rather than a ship's comm replying. Sophia here.
We're gonna have to make a dynamic exit. Be ready to boost as soon as we get there.
I swear.
Don't you touch my coordinates. Don't.
And you see my movement speed up in the with the tether. And Alan, how long have I got to go in fixing this tether?
A dramatically concerning period of time. So you've got the data. Kit, are you and no? Let me ask Felix, because I think Felix is our principal man of action here. Felix, will you stay with Ray Dawn while she tries to get this reactor to do what it's told, or are you going to get out ahead?
No, I'm staying with Ray.
What about you, Kit?
I'm staying with everybody until we're ready to leave.
Okay. As I said, Ray Dawn, there are some kind of displays that are kind of just flickering on these panels.
Yeah, they fucking with the cables, man. And bugs.
So what do you think this is? What do you think in terms of a move? Is this cool or quick?
This is sophisticated because the fusion drive has all sorts of safeties that are designed to prevent it from doing this very thing. And so I am having having to find and disable them. And so this is a matter of knowing this sort of technology.
So is this more like your expert move?
Yes.
Fine. Which I think means that you will roll. This sounds more like cool than quick with advantage then.
Well, we're doing it under pressure. Sorry.
Yeah. So which would you prefer, cool or quick? I'll go with your.
I'll prefer quick.
Yeah, fine. Go with quick.
All right. So rolling with advantage here. So bump. That's 9.
9. You do it, but choose one. You're off balanced and rushed. You have disadvantage going forward. You've left something behind. I'll tell you what. You're pushed to your limits with the effort. Suffer 1 stress.
Oh, this is stress.
Okay,
perfectly obvious.
And after a few more minutes, during which Sophia has got this thing repaired, you three are now making your way back to the airlock. Now, did you have to leave the reactor on? Obviously, otherwise it won't overload.
Yeah.
The question is, how quick will it go off? So let's
a dramatically appropriate amount.
Yes. So let's have the reactor. I'm going to start with three strain.
Right.
So one strain takes you to the airlock. Is the objective here to neatly cycle through the airlock, or are you just in and out and override the safeties? What do we think, Felix?
I think this is yeah, we're sitting now on a ticking bomb. It is moving as fast as we can. I'm kind of curious if my juggernaut move applies here. When you move forward, unflinching towards a goal through an immediate danger or hazard others would cower from. I guess it kind of loses me there at the end. It's not really something people would cower from.
No. But so you're just pressing the big red button and just hauling ass, leaving this, letting it vent in effect.
Yeah, if we've got to break stuff on the way out, we'll break stuff. It's fine.
Okay. So and for reasons, again, for drama, we have to see that protogen label plucked off the wall under the pressure that you've set up in the sealed area, and just flick out and plaster itself on a wall as you run past or as you bounce past. Kit, what's your priority?
Making sure everybody gets on the ship
So
ASAP.
So that sounds like you're going to be the last person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like we've got Felix charging ahead, then Ray Dawn, and then Kit just following up to make sure there's no stragglers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's an appropriate time for me to launch to mark the fourth proto roach. And as you disappear around a corner of a tunnel, bouncing along as best you can, Kit, out of the corner of your eye as you turn, you can see a positive wave of proto roaches emerging from the open airlock and following you. What do you do?
I'm gonna engage thrusters, like the thrusters,
and just stay ahead of the pack.
I'm just Are you saying I'd go ahead of everybody?
Sorry, I wasn't clear. You're making your way through the tunnels now of the asteroid, the mined out bit of the asteroid. And as you were going around a corner, leaving the airlock to the base part of this, you see roaches coming out of that airlock. So you're the last man. In front of you is Ray Dawn making her way back towards the space where the supply dump was. And at the front end is Felix.
Let me just check what gear I haven't declared yet. What's a tactical pack?
It's basically a kind of technical medical kit.
Yeah.
General,
toolkit. Toolkit. I used it for the crowbar and jump wires for something.
Okay. I think I'm gonna mark off my shotgun.
Okay.
I'm just gonna I probably had it on a on a strap on my suit, and just bring it up, and I'm gonna start spraying as I'm retreating.
I think, Felix, you felt the vibration of firearms going off and hitting surfaces in combat. So you will know that Kit is firing at something. What do you do?
Kit, what was that? Everything okay back there?
Just keep moving.
Everything okay. Don't ask questions what you don't know, what you know the answers.
I think Felix will slow up, let Raydon go ahead and make sure that Kit is still moving and coming along, and probably raise his assault rifle, add some complementary cover fire against this wave of cockroaches flowing out behind us.
You got it, boss man. Get ship ready to go.
Okay, so Radon is now ahead. Kit is retreating, firing as they go up this tunnel. Sophia, you've managed to repair. Everyone is going to be very surprised. The tether. Will you leave the tether in place until the others are on board, or will you release the tether now?
Have I seen any sign of the others so far? And am I back in the ship?
You're back in the ship.
Okay. I think I'm leaving the tether in place until I either hear from them or see a sign that they're on their way. And that's the point I release the tether and go to station keeping rockets instead.
Okay, I think that probably I can mark another on the reactor strain, and another on the episode strain, and another on the incoming ship strain. And that, of course, is the perfect time for a commercial break. So is until 5 past the hour long enough, or do you want 10 past the hour? 5 past?
Good.
Okay, I'll see you at 5 past the hour.
quick question, Alan, before Kit gets back. I'm noticing it looks like I'm starting with 3 XP. Is that right, or should I be deleting all of those?
I think that you have 1 XP for that fail. Yeah, I think we spotted this last time that because I'm using an inherited keeper.
Ah, okay.
I obviously didn't strip it out.
Yeah, I'll strip those out.
So I think I remember it's like conditional formatting. So yeah, you can hit backspace to delete whatever
Yeah, I think
character was
so.
in.
It any symbol I think will color it in.
Ah, okay. I was just copying and pasting, but that works as well.
Yeah, actually, I have another move coming, but
As I've realized
since we haven't had a break, I didn't think it was appropriate to take anything.
I didn't look at which moves used which stats and realized how much I've handicapped myself putting 0 in Slick and Stalwart. But wait till I get an upgrade and
Well, the joy of the disadvantageous playbook.
Yes.
So we left it with Kit just peppering the walls of the tunnels with buckshot. And, you know, there is quite a kind of floating mass of cockroach particles down that tunnel from you. I think that what we had then was Felix dropping back to be alongside Kit, while Radon makes best progress back to this large space, which is used as the Inata OPA terrorist supply dump, and the ship. So, Radon, you are back at that supply dump. The tether is there. What do we see Radon doing?
Radon casts an anxious glance down the corridor into the asteroid.
And you will see, I think, probably the flash of shotgun, and what do we see of Felix?
I'm just a couple meters ahead of Kit. I think alternating, yelling at Kit, "Come on, let's go," and then raising my own rifle, popping off a few shots.
Okay, may have to get ship ready to boost. So going up to the tether.
Yeah. Okay.
Going up the tether over to the airlock.
And getting in the ship.
Yeah.
Fine. Kit and Felix, you're back now at the kind of the point where the tunnels open into this larger space where you've come across the OPA supply dump, the terrorist supply dump. And these things are still scurrying along the walls like terribly small aliens. Felix, what do you do?
You said we're back at the tether, or we're back in that where those supplies are at?
You're at the point where the tunnels open out into that space, and the way out is up there.
Gotcha. I think just all right, Kit. Let's get out of here. I'm right behind you.
I think I can tell you that you are probably not going. Both of you are not going to get up that tether before these things get to you.
How sturdy are the supports around the doorway into the?
To be honest, they're almost unnecessary, because the structure here was to support an airlock, which has long been stripped and salvaged out.
Okay.
So you're really just looking at rock walls.
Felix, what's your problem?
Too many damn bugs.
the hard question I have to ask you, Kit and Felix, is who goes first and who stays for last?
I think we're going to disagree on that.
Can you get
I think so
get your
too.
goddamn asses out there?
I mean, I have to, you know, just out of game. I am looking at a trigger for Stoic Wall.
Right. Yeah.
Quick,
No,
quick situational question. If they can't get up the tether, both of them, can they reach the tether and then I disconnect it and like pull them up on the tether?
Look, I'll be honest here. I'm asking Felix if he wants a trigger for Stoic Wall.
yeah, I
Sure.
think I
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Because I feel Felix would want to be the last one up. That's his training.
Kit?
Kit wants to make sure everybody gets on first, but
How do we resolve this? Surely there is a move with which to do this. Manipulate. I think you'll have to convince Kit. If you want to do this, you'll have to convince Felix, either by manipulating him or intimidating him. And I don't think intimidate's going to work. So I think you have to find some way to get him to leave if you want him
But
to leave.
an angry manipulate strikes me as the equivalent of intimidate.
What are you going to do, Kit?
I'm gonna try and manipulate Felix to get on board.
Okay, so what does that look like in the fiction?
It's basically like, you know, just go. I'll be right behind you.
That doesn't strike me as promises, guile, or charm.
Promises, I'll be right behind you.
Okay. Does that seem like it's enough to trigger the move, Felix?
I think because my relationship with Kit is that Kit is highly skilled, a quality I respect. If Kit says he can handle this, they can handle this, then I will believe them. Assuming when we see the outcome of the roll.
Okay. So manipulate it is.
Okay. So manipulate is slick. I've got 2 in slick, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2, 7 plus 2, 9.
Okay, if they are a PC, on a 7 to 9, you choose one. If they do it, they mark XP. They have to keep their cool to refuse at disadvantage. Felix, what do you do?
Sorry, I'm just trying to see how what it says. So
It's social moves, right down the bottom.
oh, okay. So if I do what he wants, I get an XP.
You do.
Yeah, I'll do that. I will.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Kit. Don't. I swear to God, Kit, do not take too long. We'll have the ship ready. You better be right behind me.
During all of this conversation, this negotiation, they've spread. You know, some of them have come. A lot of them have come out of this. Some of them are coming along the floor towards you, Kit. As I guess we see Felix kind of just jump up towards the opening to space and the tether above, and some of them are kind of spilling around the walls. Quite a big space, quite difficult to keep track of them, Kit. So let's see whether this is going to cause you a problem. I think this is keep cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keep cool is stalwart, which doesn't have a 0.
Oh, what a brave choice.
7.
Oh my goodness, so close. On 7 to 9, choose one. You have disadvantage going forward. You suffer 1 stress.
I'll take the stress.
And jump for it. When you get up there, Felix is probably halfway up the tether, just hand over handing towards the ship and the airlock just alongside. And you are going after him, yeah?
Yep.
They are on the tether, Sophia. Ray Dawn is on her way up from the airlock, having stripped off her spacesuit. What do you do with the tether, Sophia?
I think I detach the tether at the asteroid end and slowly, not full speed, slowly reel it in.
I think this is, you need to keep your cool here, don't you, Sophia?
Mm-hmm.
So roll with stalwart, please, because I'm curious what will happen if you get this wrong.
That's a 5.
Mark experience. Felix, the ship is now approaching very quickly indeed. Clearly somebody hit the retract at pace button on the tether. Kit, you grabbed hold of the bottom just before it took off. So if there's any consolation, Felix will be dragged into that coil of cabling before you are. Felix, what do you do?
I'm going to attempt to time the inertia of being pulled towards it, release the cable at just the right time to, hopefully under manageable circumstances, rocket into the air duct.
That would be just spot on, wouldn't it? I think that's act quick. Reflexes, instincts. Roll with slick.
Roll with slick. All right.
Oh,
That's a 10, and my slick is a 0, so that'll be a 10.
you're graceful, swift, and acrobatic. Not only does he not get sick when he does somersaults in 0G, he hits that airlock in a 3-point superhero landing. Kit, what about you?
I am gonna take, we've got thrusters, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna I'm gonna use my thrusters to try and compensate for the.
So let go of the tether, in effect, and make your own way up.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's probably, I don't know, is it keep you cool or act quick?
I think it's probably keep cool, if I'm being honest.
Yes. And some of the pressure is having seen Felix do that so well.
Can I be on the ready to receive Kit in the airlock?
There must be a help move, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Lean on me when you support a crew member's efforts in action before they roll or offer them comfort in an intimate moment.
Yeah, roll with stalwart so that, and then you can tell me if it's necessary.
So yeah, I've got a 13 for the lean on me.
Gee whiz, you're helpful and supportive, all three. So your efforts help them. They have advantage. So what does this look like? What does the advantage look like, Felix?
I think Felix grabs maybe maybe a cabling from inside the airlock, and he's using that to lean out and just make a bigger target, so that it's not such a fine precision action.
Your support brings some relief. You get clear one stress, Kit, and you yourself are not pushed to any danger, Felix. So you're solid. So Kit, you have advantage to keep your cool.
Okay, so so an 11 on the roll.
That works perfectly. Maybe you were just drifting past, but then because I noticed without that odd dice, you might have been down in the 6s, 7s. And
hang on. I forgot how advantage works. It's actually a 9.
Right. Okay.
you have 1, don't you? So that brings it to a 10 in Stalwart.
Is it stalwart or?
It is stalwart for
Yeah.
Kiku.
No, it's 0. I have in stalwart.
Ah, sorry.
Okay,
It's a 9.
so you know that stress that you
Yeah, I
were
just
able to
take it
erase.
back.
You take
I'll
that
just
one
have it
back,
back.
I think. But what does that close shave look like, Kit?
So I think I think my I was pretty close, but like there's like I just sort of hit the edge of the airlock, but Felix is there to like give me a hand and
It's the edge of an airlock with a bit of a bang.
yeah.
And rather than tumbling away into the cold, dead abyss of space, Felix is able to help you into the airlock, and we are all aboard. And Sophia, you'll be pleased to know that the tether is safely housed. Ray Dawn, you've arrived up at the pilot compartment.
Yeah.
Where Sophia might be relieved to see you. I don't know.
I know. I can tell. The look on the look on your face.
And I think that the incoming ship, is now in clear visual range and is maneuvering to bring its guns to bear.
Yeah. Attitude thrusters get asteroid between us and them, and then full power.
Is this your expert move, or is it a basic move?
I think this just a basic move.
Then I think it's act quick, because I think this is about reflexes to avoid danger.
Okay. No, my expert move is in engineering.
Oh, of course it is, yeah.
Not piloting necessarily.
Everybody in your couches, get ready for frost.
Yeah. Seven. By fingernails.
You do it, but choose one. I don't think disadvantage going forward works. Do you want you left something behind, or you're pushed to your limits with the effort?
The only thing what could be left behind is one of them. So no.
Well, actually, there is the portable generator that no one's talked about in a little while.
I think we did leave that behind. What, too heavy?
And what's nice about that for me is that it probably has, Skylark's portable generator written on the side, because that just gives us
well, hopefully
to go.
It'd be chunks of metal, but not necessarily.
Ray Dawn, this is the moment when I simply want a fortune roll. You've set everything up. Does the friggin' thing explode?
Okay, straight up 2 dice.
So no, 3 dice with advantage, but and you can add whatever you want to it.
Okay, but it can. Here we go.
Oh wow! I'm seeing an awful lot of green dice. Oh wow! Right.
No, and I piled up the most of them.
Okay.
Okay, it's a 9.
It's a 9. I think that is enough to have it go off. But if it was 10 plus, it would have been really convenient, because it would have taken out the pirates, the OPA terrorists. So on a 7, it does go off, but not taking them with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that uses up the reactor, and that is the end of the episode per se. So what do we see? Do you want any scenes on the ship? Anybody want a scene on the ship on your way back to series, I guess? Yeah, so Felix.
I think, and I'll leave it open for anyone that wants to enter, but on camera we see, after we've made this escape and things have quieted down, we're not, you know, under thrust anymore. You see Felix standing in the galley at the pantries. He's searching through the cabinets, looking for something, and kind of just like muttering under his breath. Probably has this like very big noticeable sweat stain on his shirt on the back. And then you see him pull out, you know, this like old paper cup. It's got brown stains all along the bottom. He just kind of looks at it, blows into it to get the dust out, and then he pulls a bottle of brown liquor over, and you see him just pour it in and then quickly down a half cup, and he's just kind of standing there on the side.
Is that an indication that you would like to activate the hook?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. The logic of this slightly confused me until it finally kind of entered my head. So if you choose to have a hook in play, you are at disadvantage where it might matter. And the game's logic is that if you're at disadvantage, you are more likely to fail, and therefore you are more likely to get XP. I couldn't quite work out why there was no XP trigger for taking your hook, but there is an indirect one. Okay, well, if you would like to unhighlight the Inarco OPA terrorist cell from it and just remind me that the one that's currently in play is I am addicted to drink. Anyone else want a scene as you make your way back to series?
Is there any sort of contacts move in this game? Because I'd like to be reaching out and finding out what the significance of this asteroid to the OPA is.
No, I don't think
using
there
my
is.
PI contacts.
I don't think there is. I think the way that it's intended is in terms of the hound is that you have something you're investigating, and then you generate leads you can spend to ask those questions under Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like you can have multiple investigations. So I suppose I should ask you whether the lead you've got, can you connect those missing people to the Inarco terrorists?
I think that's... Oh, I get to define this. I think I... Yeah, I think I can, because it makes it more interesting. I think there's a connection between Pinkwater Security and the anarcho terrorists, and I think that's the way the connection runs. I got as far as that in my investigation. Okay. So I think what you see in terms of a scene is me with a digital, a kind of holographic version of the traditional kind of detective's pinboard, and I'm kind of pinning connections into place, kind of.
Well, look, I think the way I think the way to do that is I think you are trying to generate more leads. So yeah. I think it's roll with volatile, and we'll add the leads, and then later on we'll ask you how you want to spend them, or whether you want to just keep on accumulating them.
I will roll with volatile, and if I could roll the other one as well. Anyone mind that I accidentally re-rolled and a 1 became a 5, because I could make that a 3.
Sorry, I didn't see any of that. So
I'll just go with the one where it actually selected both of them and say that's a 7.
Okay, so on 7 to 9, you add 1 to your leads. Yeah. Yep. What about Kit? What do we see Kit doing on this trip to series? I'm assuming you're going back to series with the data, by the way.
Yeah, we going. Yeah, though we got some extra negotiations. What going to happen?
Okay, Kit, what do we see you doing on the ship?
I want to look at the data.
Well, Ray Dawn, do you have any? You know, the data's on your pad, chip, stick, whatever. Um, you're very happy to give Kit that data to look at?
Okay, yeah.
Let's see what we risked our tails for.
I don't have no problem. You want to power through this data. I have my, Radon. Radon pitches the data chip at Kit.
We'll just snatch out of the air as it, tumbles.
Yeah, you go ahead, look through that fucker. We're going to have to get some better deal for that. What we're going to set to fucking milk run.
Oh,
This
there
the
are
back
gonna
on
be
Bastos
woods.
back on series. Done told us. Better find out something there.
Trust me, there are gonna be woods.
You can always tell where Ray Dawn is angry because she gets more belter louder.
Yeah.
So, Kit, I think this is probably scope it out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So roll with calculating.
Okay. I'll just take these two here. Oh, here's it. Okay. Okay. Deselect. Roll. That's a 7.
On a 7, ask 1.
Okay. Who or what here is not what they seem.
Okay. This appears to be a kind of visitor's log. And one of the names on that visitor's log is a certain, I've lost her. I'll find her in a minute. Verena Drake, who was the local office head at the mining company, Taxila Mining Corp, who sent you out here. Does that seem like a fair answer to what isn't what it seems?
Yeah, they said that they didn't know anything about this place.
Yeah, they lied through the
Yeah, just head office said, go get this.
Why this? Why this place? What the fuck? They care with played out asteroid mine.
I say we ask when we turn in the job.
I don't want to ask. I want to know.
So
and Ray is furious.
Well, I was going to say, do we want to see Ray doing something, or is just being furious enough?
No, the well, you use what you see Ray going over looking over the video from the suit cameras. Seeing the bugs coming out, and go, what is these fuckers? They can be alive, but they is.
That was indisputably true.
What you find out, kid?
I got a visitors list here, which has our dear employer's name on it. So she was on that station. She was on that
Lied,
asteroid.
lied to him a load of face.
Mhm.
I'm quite happy to cut to series unless anybody wants to do something specific else before arrival.
Not unless I think I can dig further than Kit can.
Okay, so based on what I've heard so far, it seems to me that we cut to the that kind of slightly large tunnel on Ceres, where the Taxila Mining Corp has its offices, and where you picked up this from Verenia Drake. Yeah. What do we see you doing, Sophia? As I'm going to assume you're all there unless somebody now tells me they're not. Okay, so Sophia, what kind of approach do we see as you close in on this building?
I think you can clearly see that I'm annoyed and mean business, but you also see it's not kind of, I'm not just kind of striding in there angrily. Like it's quite deliberate how I'm kind of clearly kind of trying to project an image of strength, but not being happy.
Okay, just a GM point that I forgot. Of course, you all clear your gear and any uses of your gear, and you can select what you need when you need it. Again.
Would this be the book mentions like secure areas where, you wouldn't be able to take weapons and armor. Would this be one of those areas?
Well, the way I think that we'll play that is if you decide to pull a gun on Ceres, then, the same thing would happen as would happen in any large city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't be able to take like an assault rifle because I can't put that in my pocket.
I think that fictionally, you're going to struggle to be toting that on the off chance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Ditto the vac suits.
They have a full out shootout in like one of the stations in the first season, I think. So
they do. But it's isn't that on Eros?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I think Ceres is slightly more downtown than that. There'll be bits of Ceres where you could get away with this, but I think this is the kind of the outer business district, I think, of Ceres. So there's no reason why you shouldn't have a shootout, but we'll deal with the fictional positioning. So Sophia is pissed off. How's Kit feeling as you approach?
Kit is Kit is definitely furious, but the way that manifests with them is like they're usually quite laid back, and they've got the Martian drawl sort of thing going, but when they're angry, there's just like this sort of serious, focused sort of looking, and yeah.
Okay. What about? I think we know Ray Dawn's pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Felix? He's feeling mellow.
I think Felix looks and feels tired, and I'm gonna stick with my hook. And I think you see him as walking down the hallway. He's got a flask that he's sipping from, and then sticking it back into he's got like this pleather kind of jacket on, and he sticks it back into the jacket pocket.
Fine.
Radon spots him doing this, and puts her hand on his chest and gives him a shove. What the fuck? You know that stuff's no good for you.
Hey, look, I just need to take the edge off a bit. It's fine. I'm here for all of you.
She has a sad expression. She says, "It ain't fine."
Look, let's just get through this.
I think that triggered lean on me, didn't it?
Yeah.
From Radon. So roll plus stalwart, Radon.
8.
8. Plus, was that with or without stalwart? Sorry.
That's both with and without.
Okay,
So,
okay, right.
yeah.
Choose 2. So which of the 2 lean on me, do you select, and which one do you leave in play, so to speak?
I think it's entirely appropriate that she chooses the first 2. So
yeah, which one is great?
I put some sense into him, and let him clear his stress. But I expose myself to danger.
Right.
And I think I think what I'm going to say, if it works with you, is that Radon is that her attention is on Felix. In the things that are going to happen, and not on other things that perhaps she might be watching out for otherwise.
Yeah, fine. So what's good about that, Felix, is that the advantage you get from that little bit of lean on me cancels the disadvantage you'd have for the drunk, and also reduce your stress by 1.
Yeah, and I think Felix okay, Ray. Yeah, you got it. I'll take it easy, and throws his arm around her for a quick moment.
Me count on you. You can't. You got to be there.
I like that. Let's have you coming into the office of Taxila Mining Corp, where there's a receptionist as there was last time. I think Ray Dawn is probably the angriest, but also the most distracted. So I'm not going to ask Ray Dawn. I think Felix is otherwise kind of just thinking about what she said. So Sophia, I think I will ask. What's your approach at the reception desk?
So just to fill Sophia in, character in on something.
Please.
So we were told we were paid rates from Milk Run.
Look, I tell you what, I've done this the wrong way around. Kit should take the lead because then we don't have to have the exposition, do we? Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
Go for it, Kit.
All right. So I'm just gonna walk up to the desk. What was the name of the NPC? I forget.
Verenia Drake. Ms. Drake.
Ms. fucking Drake. I don't say that out loud.
Hi, we're here to see Ms. Drake. She should be expecting us.
Okay. Miss Drake isn't here right now. Would Ms. Young do?
No.
Okay. If you just bear with me a moment, and she just clicks an intercom and says, Ms. Young, there's some people wanting to see Ms. Drake. I've told them that she's not in today, but they don't want to see you. And there's a pause, and she says, I'll be right out. And a woman comes out. It isn't Verenia Drake. And she says, would you just come through?
We had a contract with Miss Drake.
We don't have to have this conversation here.
I want to settle.
Okay. Well, I can talk about the contract in my office. I'd really prefer not to have this conversation out here in reception.
Fine.
Yeah.
And she ushers you through to the office where you talk to Verinia Drake. And Miss Young says, I'm very sorry to tell you, Miss Drake is dead.
What?
There was an accident, and I'm afraid that so I've taken over in the interim.
I assume you have the details of our contract.
And you give her the necessary details, and she calls it up on her screen. And yeah, so I think that this is on the ship tab.
Me.
Ship payment contract complete. When your crew successfully completes a contract and collects their pay from the client or contact, roll with contract rating. Now, the contract you signed up for was rating 0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah, we're gonna negotiate terms.
Cat, you put her straight on this.
But she explains that this was a relatively simple data retrieval job, and as
Yeah,
your
no.
copy of the
Okay,
contract,
Ray reaches Ray reaches into her pocket and slaps the data chip down on the desk hard enough to make a little bang.
Right.
Routine,
As
my belt to ass.
Ray,
Okay.
put that back in your pocket.
All right.
her hands are tied here. The contract is with the company, and the rates were pre-agreed. Sophia?
is the contract, I want to grab whatever the contract is written on and start crossing stuff out and writing and writing what
data pad,
actually happened, and like underlining fucking glowing bugs.
Oh, right. Okay. This sounds like Intimidate to me, Sophia. So roll plus volatile.
That is a 6.
Oh, mark
my.
experience.
Oh.
Congratulations. On 6 minus, your
Going to
threat
cult
has no
kid.
teeth, and you have disadvantage going forward against this Machine Young and the Textile Mining Corp. And you can see her, this is just, this to her is coming across as slightly childish histrionics.
Look, we're all professionals here.
Well, she says, looking at Sophia.
And
cross my arms.
As
Don't say
professionals,
anything.
had we been contracted and told not to ask that there was risk involved and not to ask too many questions, that would be fine. But we were told this was a milk run, and it turned out it was anything but. Now that is not a way to deal with people you want to be working for you.
I guess the harsh question here, Kit, is what leverage are you using here?
We're competent workers, and if they want to continue using us, then they will pay us what we're owed.
I'd like to share expertise, if I may.
Share expertise. When you consult your accumulated knowledge on something you are an expert in, what are you sharing?
Okay, so I'm rolling. What I am sharing is knowledge of the cutthroat world of corporate politics.
Okay, yeah, because you took solar system history, politics, and culture. Yeah. Go.
Yeah. Okay, that is a 10. And I know who their direct competitors are.
Okay.
Okay. And so you explain to them, I say to Kit, quietly, you explain to them that if they go and pay us straight for contract, then anything not mentioned in the contract, we free to tell to anyone for a sample. And I dropped the name of their competitor.
Shall we say that the Anderson Hyoesung Cooperative Industries is a bigger fish in the mining, or has a mining arm?
Yeah, because if the if the adverse circumstances we encountered not covered in contract, then it not part of the contract, and we free to use that info. We free to sell that information for what we can get.
So just so I'm clear here, you're saying that while the contract covers the data, anything else is yours to sell.
Doesn't cover, but it doesn't cover, right? It doesn't say, the hardship, the extenuating circumstances. The recording, for example, of us going in and coming out, and everything that happened in there during the process that has nothing to do with the data we're retrieving.
Okay, so
because I'm sure the contract doesn't only specifies that the data is exclusively theirs.
Indeed, this was all about the data. Felix, what are you feeling as this conversation has gone on?
I think Felix is starting to fidget in his seat and getting impatient. And as Radon is explaining the way that these contracts work, and Felix agrees with her, he kind of mentions, and he like leans over Elberster and says, "Should we mention the other thing?"
Because I think that is what she's getting at here is, look, she's very happy to pay you for the data. This was just about the data. Are you suggesting that there's something else that you have for sale? Kit, what's your response to that, as you are kind of point person?
Okay, and I'm sharing this with Kit to give him advantage.
Okay,
if that's appropriate.
Yeah. So do they seem aware of the protomolecule that we encountered?
She's just an under manager who's being promoted, is the impression you get. Unless you want to scope it out, she might just be very good at this.
So I'm gonna take out my pad, because it's the future, and we have these data pads, and I'm just gonna play the video from us retreating. This is the shit we had to deal with.
Her eyes go wide, she is speechless.
Okay, we want to see you, manager.
Well, I am the series manager now, but I would have to call my boss.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. I'll need to find a time. Can I just contact you when I've arranged the call? She is out of her depth. Yeah. Unless somebody wants to scope her out.
Okay, but you don't take too much time, or we find out what Anderson does want to pay for this.
I just trust me. Can I have a copy of that just to show him?
You can have a clip, not a whole copy here.
So just a still from that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to do on series while you're waiting for the call, Sophia?
Could you come back to me? I
can. Felix.
Yeah.
I think I want to ask the other crew. I mean, is this bigger than even just corporate, politics or whatever's going on? I mean, is this something? Should we be looking for Fred Tycho and his level? I mean, I feel like we've got
Right.
to tell people about this.
What you do? You trust Fred?
I don't.
We
I mean,
do not want
You
to be the
trust?
next
Do you
James
trust?
Holden.
Do you trust Dawes? You trust Barnes? Do you trust any of them?
We do not want to be the next James Holden.
What? Yeah, we don't.
if there's all right, so we've got OPA terrorists, we've got a Martian lab, and some weird molecule mutating bugs in space. I mean, this is bigger than us. Like,
We don't know what happened with them bugs.
well, we know that they're not supposed to be crawling around on an asteroid.
No, one, but no, didn't have life support for fucking months.
I don't know.
You're muted, Alan.
Thank you. As you're walking down this, this mall, if you will, having this kind of whispered conversation, there has to be a peeling poster of James Holden with, sprayed across it, "Remember the Cant," just as an Easter egg for, for people who
Right.
are now watching this spin-off series. Yeah, this is a conversation I'm keen to see a resolution of. So,
what you want to do, Felix? You want to do? You want to put us in crosshairs of every fucking group that thinks they can then use information like this?
I'm looking to get us out of this.
We
I'm
want to sell
trying
it
to
and
put
be
this on
done.
someone else's plate.
Then let's just renegotiate the contract, get paid, and forget it ever happened, and move on with our lives.
Yeah.
Keep got the right of it here. What do you think, Sylvia?
I'm with Ray and Kit on this. I'm like, life's too short, particularly if you get mixed up in this shit.
No, y'all are right. I mean, hell, we blew that asteroid to bits anyways. I mean, let's sell it, get paid, and go on to the next job. I'm just, y'all are right.
Me just hoping that whoever was showing up there was the narcos and not not some Inya group, because they're not going to let go of it.
So I think later that day, back in the Taxila office, with a screen with a very smooth executive on it. And he says, I understand I've been shown an intriguing picture, but of course that could have been just faked. So
Right
what
on
are we
chokes back of
renegotiating
fuck you.
here, folks? What are we renegotiating here? Kit, are you still on point?
We're renegotiating. The contract that we agreed only covers the data that we were supposed to retrieve. That video, all of the data that we recorded while we were on that rock, that belongs to us, and unless we renegotiate, we're free to do with that as we please. Now, it would not be good for your company if word were to get out that
No, fuck it. We just said it to just in Dawes, I whisper.
Brandon, just let Kit finish.
Yeah.
It would not be good for your company if it got out that you were in any way involved with that ship that landed on Eros. You, it didn't work out very well for Progen.
Well,
Radon.
yeah, no for Victoria Drake. Me think it. Having had a moment to think about that.
Are you raising the Verinia Drake death at this point, Radon?
Yeah.
And,
Radon's not 100% thinking careful at this point.
yeah, because we still got some spillover from that lean on me, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that's probably not the smart thing to say at this point, but she says it nonetheless. I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't so good for Protean. He said no for Verinia Drake.
And he kind of pauses and says, "Are you suggesting that Miss Drake's death has anything to do with this?"
It is a mighty suspicious coincidence, I would say.
We ain't suggesting nothing. We get paid for what we get paid for. We trouble. We go off. We forget the whole thing, right?
Okay. I think that this is a reasonable kind of negotiation now. Now you were at the contract rating was 0, dangerous. I guess that you're going for the top level of lethal.
Fuck yeah.
And the question is, can he argue you down to deadly? In the terms of the rules.
The terms here are
Such a subtle distinction.
Think
was
of
it
that as
lethal or merely deadly?
you'd like +2 on this dice roll.
Yeah.
He's maybe prepared to offer you +1. So are you threatening him?
I think we're blackmailing him for certain.
I think this is intimidate, isn't it? So I guess I need to know who's the best with volatile, because that is where this is going to end up being. Who's likely to frighten him most?
Probably out of
It's
the
Felix
two of
or
us, it's
Sophia.
Radon.
No, but I did.
It's actually me. Actually, 'cause I've got 0.
Radon's not frightening.
I was looking at Ray.
She's kind
Felix
of small.
Ray.
She's kind of small and.
So volatile, it's Sophia or Felix. Felix, do you feel that you're the person to put the arm on this executive?
I don't think so. I don't think Felix has been super engaged in this negotiation, so I defer it to Sophia.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Felix's heart is in this, really. But yeah, Sophia.
She's
so
got
what approach do you take then?
I think I have my pad out, and I am literally kind of putting this as an attachment to a message. And I don't think that they could quite see at the scale kind of who the message is going to, but I'm clearly sending this somewhere if I press the button.
I think you can send him that screenshot and you see his eyes go kind of. I think that's enough to intimidate with volatile.
Does she get the advantage from my experience?
No, I think didn't we use that on Kit's effort?
No. The Kit,
oh no, sorry, I have
was without.
No, you are rolling with advantage, Sophia. So first of all, this is determine where on the scale you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That is a 13.
Wow, she is cold, this old ex-cop. So on 10 plus, they have to choose one, force you to follow through and suck it up, cave in and do what you want. He will cave and do what you want. So you are now rolling on the ship move with 2d plus 2. I think given that we put the pressure on Sophia there, she ought to get the benefit of rolling the payment.
Okay, 2d plus 2. 5, 7.
7.
Lucky that went well before.
Yes, on
Yes.
7 to 9, you get the standard deal. Choose 2. So so you choose 2 from the list. You put distance between you and your nemesis, reduce the food fuse by 1. We've not talked about your nemesis yet, so I'm not going to suggest that. I think this may well create your nemesis.
Yeah.
You pay the bills, you pay the maintenance cost for your ship and reset the maintenance fuse. You get the ship patched up, remove all damage, doesn't apply. You purchase an upgrade for your ship. You go shopping for a new vehicle. I don't think that's particularly expansy. You fill the ship's hold with lucrative goods for sale elsewhere. Or you divide the spoils for some walking around money. Each crew gets to roll on Hey Big Spender.
Where's the maintenance fuse at the moment?
Okay, the maintenance fuse will currently, I didn't mark it, so it should currently be, hang on, I need to delete that. It is currently only on 1, because basically, the first time that you set it going, there it is, hang on, put an X in there. So you used it to get to the asteroid, use it to get back, so your maintenance is at 2. So currently ship type stuff is operating at -1.
So,
And this is choose 2, is that right?
Choose 2.
Yeah. So I'm tempted to.
So what is that? Sorry, what is the modifier 1 there under the maintenance thing? Is that just?
Well, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
because I thought that the maintenance thing
didn't
kick in until
things.
I thought that the maintenance problems didn't kick in until the maintenance thing was full. But,
yeah.
You know.
Anyway, what do you do? What, Sophia? You going to clear the maintenance?
Yeah, I'm vacillating between clearing the maintenance and the upgrade, so I'm going to put that to the crew. But I think dividing the spoils for some walking around money after the experience we've had seems like something that I'd be looking to do. So that's my vote for one of them. And what do you think between maintenance and upgrades?
Kit, where do you sit on
engineers,
this?
Yeah.
Just going to look at this ship first.
I was going to ask, we haven't really talked about our ship and the things that it has. Maybe that would be good to talk through before we decide like if it needs upgrades or anything.
So at the minute, you've got that tether, that grappler, and you've got an auto dock as the moves, if you will, the ship comes with. And then you've got a standard cargo bay and a hidden compartment. And if you have a look at the ship creation tab, you can see assorted other bits and bobs, redundant systems, point defense cannons, and a number of, everything down there should, like railgun should be illegal. Tether. I thought, oh no, sorry, I should make sure I'm consistent. The grapple you've got is the tether as detailed there.
Yeah.
Illegal stealth systems, salvage, brig, bypass relays. And can you see that there's a number of boxes underneath with up and then a number of boxes? That's the number of upgrades in order to actually install it. So were you, for instance, to be interested in redundant systems, you fill in one of those boxes now, and then at some point down the road, you'd end up with redundant systems. I mean, for what it's worth, in a 4-session series, I don't think you're going to have much in the way of extended space combat and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, even if we even do upgrades, we should probably go with one that we can get pretty quick, because I don't know how many contracts we're going to get through.
Yeah.
So I like doing Hey Big Spender, and then I'd be fine with either the maintenance or maybe like point defense cannon.
Kit?
Mhm. Yeah.
What are you thinking? Oh, you are muted. You are still muted, Treb.
Do we have the stealth systems yet, or
No.
we need to? Okay,
No,
so
you have to install them in
I
order
was
to.
thinking, because I think stealth systems is more our style. Like we're not like direct. You know, we're trying to stay under the radar sort of thing.
Now, the thing about stealth systems is that they will be illegal. And so that may well mean that they're going to cost you more than the 3 upgrades to get access to them. I tell you what, it's 10 past the hour. Let's take a 5-minute break, mull it over. What I understand at the moment is on the table is maintenance or upgrade, and then some spending money. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Back in 5. Yeah, quarter past the hour. See you then.
Alan, I wanted to ask a quick question about PDCs, if I could.
Yeah.
Which is that in the Expanse, PDCs are kind of fairly central. It would be, I get the impression it'd be weird for a ship not to have PDCs because that's how you avoid getting struck by micrometeorites and whatever. So it's not just a offensive capability. How are we squaring that with impulse drive, where it seems it's more like an optional upgrade? I'm kind of like, if I was thinking in pure Expanse terms, I'd be like, this ship doesn't have PDCs. We want PDCs on it. That's clearly the most important thing. But I'm not sure how that squares with.
I'll be honest.
impulse drive.
I've not given it much thought. I made it not illegal for that reason.
I think it makes. I think it makes reasonable sense to, to say that the hull's proof against tiny bits. And the PDC upgrade is for larger things, possibly including a missile.
So we know there's going to be some spending to do. The question really is simply hands up maintenance.
I feel obliged as the engineer to. Me love them upgrades, but
Okay, so if not maintenance, we now then have to decide what is the upgrade. Sophia, put an upgrade on the table.
Sensor array, based on what Felix put in the chat, I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Votes for a sensor array. Show of hands round the mess table. Okay, so sensor array it is. All I need is to find the bloody thing. There it is. Okay. Let's copy that into the ship. There we go. And one upgrade means you have a sensor array. That sensor array Radon has wanted for the last 8 months has finally been paid for. And then we've got the option for this other one, which is Hey Big Spender. So as I understand that, every member of the crew now is able to spend on the commerce move, on the specials and commercial moves, Hey Big Spender. Do you want to just check out that move before you commit to doing it? Sounds great. I have no idea what it does. For what it's worth, disposition, I think, is neutral. You're inverted commas, you're nobody's on series. So I don't think at this point any of the factions are going to make life difficult for you. Those of you who are belters, I think, can roll with +1.
Where's the gear lists?
I put that out as a separate PDF. It'll be in the folder for the impulse drive folder.
Okay, fantastic. I'll look that up.
So are we committed to Hey Big Spender then? Yeah, okay. Let's start with Felix because you're happy to go ahead with that. So roll +0, Felix.
All right. Big bucks, no whammy. Oh, dang it. That's a 5.
Oh, okay. So on a 6-, you only have access to the basics. Choose one. So that's R&R, basic care, all harm you have suffered is done. Me time, mark 1 tick on a personal project, make 1 purchase on the advanced gear list, make 2 purchases on the basic gear list.
I'm definitely getting gear. I don't know yet if I'm getting advanced gear or basic gear. I want to look over the gear list a little bit more, but I'm definitely going with one of those.
Just make a note of what you opted for, and I'll come back to you. Kit, are you ready to roll for Hey Big Spender?
Sure.
Then this is +0.
Okay. No. 12.
12? Holy shit, Kit. On a 10+, you can find your heart's desire. Spend big and live life to the fullest. Purchase one item from the specialist gear or illegal market. Da, da, da. Or choose 3 from the list below.
What's the specialist gear?
Now you're asking me. I can't remember. I did when I wrote it.
Is that what you've called rare gear?
I think I called it rare gear.
Okay.
Or illegal gear. But I didn't think to put that might even run to a DNA coded MMC power armor suit. Tell me you're not tempted, Kit. That black market, she very black.
Yeah, the question,
Notice
who
the
died-
combination of
who died to give up
conspicuous
the suit?
and illegal tags.
Illegal as fuck.
Think about it, Kit. Make a note that that you roll 10+.
Okay.
Ray Dawn.
Yeah, I'm hearing me rolling.
Yeah. +1.
11.
Well, you are top of the line.
Yeah, I can get me heart's desire with this because they not for sale.
Oh, the dead family.
No, well, no. I mean, that's something altogether. But no, we're talking about Kit.
Okay. Sophia. Again, Belter, +1.
Well, that's a 7. Glad I got that +1.
Plenty of time and money. Choose 2 from that list. Yeah. So I don't think we need to do this now. Spend a bit of time browsing. Felix is bare minimum, so 2 on that list. Kit, Heart's Desire, Ray Dawn, Heart's Desire or close to it. Sophia, you're splitting the difference. I'm kind of wondering whether really what we could use the next 10 or 20 minutes for is just setting up for next time. I don't want to waste the time with you just looking at gear lists. You can do that in your own time. What I'm curious about is whether any of was this literally take the money and run, or is any of this still of interest to any of you?
I feel like fictionally, if I'm pulling back from my character a bit, I'd like to try and take the money and run, but as a player, I'd like to fail.
Okay, so
Yeah.
take the money and run and be chased.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I think if we're talking like director's stance for a moment, I could see a compelling story of we've now sold this data about this weird thing that's happened. We know Mars military is involved. There's an OPA terrorist. Who knows what kind of leaks are in that company, and who knows who comes after us.
I want the information to have leaked.
Okay.
And quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we might well have reached the end of this episode. Then I think, because I'm not sure that we're going to get far with that next bit of the arc, but I can definitely see a way to get us through the next 2 sessions with that kind of arc going. So you've kind of expressed some wishes, but I would like to do a quick stars and wishes if that's okay. So let me go in reverse character keeper order just because I can. Bodhi, any stars?
Stars is actually oddly for coming into it in session 2 and being involved in the action and feeling involved right from the beginning, and stars to everyone for making that happen, and stars to kind of just how it happened. It was a exciting way to start off. I liked it.
Good, good. I'm pleased because you know, I think you hit the ground running. So thank you for that. Moving along, Treb, any stars?
In the same vein to Sophia, like uh, you melded into the group really well just from the start. I enjoyed like everybody's reactions, like to the dealing with the proto molecule and the fallout after with the company. Like we had anger, we had drinking to forget, we had the the blackmail with the I've got the attachment right here. I can just send it. So yeah, I enjoyed everybody's performances, so to speak.
Thank you. Moving along, Brandon, any stars?
No, I'll just yes, rather, I'll just reiterate the enthusiasm of playing for trouble is wonderful in this group. Everybody's ready to cause problems rather than solve them.
Yeah, and particularly I'd like to thank Sophia for tinkering with the tether. That gave me so many opportunities. Thank you very much. John, any stars?
Yes, absolutely. Stars for Sophia and Bodhi. Great job just coming in session 2. You fit in perfectly. And also, I want to give a star to Kit for that, running out of the asteroid scene and making use of the relationship between Kit and Felix to, manipulate him a bit. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, I thought we began to see the relationships take on a bit of life today, and that's always great. Yeah, the argument about who's going to stay and face the cockroaches, that was good for me. I was really pleased, Treb, when you pulled out the shotgun and decided to start blasting the roaches, because I thought that was cool. Ray Dawn, Brandon, I put it in either the dream last week or the video commentary. So belter louder. My favorite word at the minute, belter louder. And Bodhi,
Yes.
Thank you for kind of slotting straight in. And John, thank you for leaning into your drinking habits. And great to see Lean On Me being used. There are quite a lot of moves in this game. I think that by the time we get to the end of the series, we'll know which ones are best to use for what. But that was good, because that Lean On Me is potentially very helpful, and you can use it in the action. You'd have to wait for the downtime. Any wishes? Let's go back round. Bodhi, wishes?
So I think I want to do a bit more reading and work out how the Hound works with a PI archetype, because it says it does in the playbook, but I feel like I'm fighting with my playbook a bit. It wants me to be a bounty hunter, but that's not where I see my character. And so I just need to read up on that and work out like how to navigate it. So
Well, I mean, I think, read hunted as investigated.
Yeah.
So are they being investigated? I think read it as broadly as that.
Yeah.
And we turn this into a kind of investigation thread for you. Okay. Treb, any wishes?
I think at some point I want to see the downtime move get used.
Oh God, yeah. Well remembered. Yeah. Oh yeah, maybe we should do that now.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I've also forgotten to do the end of session moves, which is just classic me. So I might be able to grant you that wish before we finish. And then Brandon, wishes?
I'd like very much to activate Radon's relationship with Sophia in showing her how to be Belter, or extricating her from a cultural mishap.
Okay. And then finally, John wishes.
I think I would really like to see at some point a larger scale firefight. We had a small one with the drone, and I'm hoping to get something bigger where I can show off some of these warhorse moves.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely.
You archers and your gun, you Inyas and your guns.
Well, look, because I just, you can tell that I'm not yet fully up on these rules. The crew is back on town. When you dock or land somewhere first time after being roll disposition, downtime, are all of these applicable? I tell you what I'll do. Let's do the previously on and the cliffhanger to get end of session XP done. And then I'll give some thought. The crew is back on town, and we might do it retrospectively at the start next time. Yeah, depending on how interesting it is. So, previously on, when your group starts a new episode, go through. Oh no, we've done that. Cliffhanger. When you reach the end of an episode, go through the following. Who made the crucial roll or pulled the right move that ensured success? Anyone want to nominate?
I will nominate Radon for the successful reactor blowing.
That was certainly,
Yeah,
it was certainly the one with the most downside potential.
Yep.
They've gone horribly wrong. Okay, so that's an XP for Radon. Who was the workhorse and always reliably supported the crew in their actions?
I'm going to nominate Kit for that.
Yeah, I would go with that if nobody objects. Yeah. Who embodied their character the best and played their hooks? I have a kind of no-brainer one on this. I'd like to nominate Felix.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So then for each of the answers the player mentions gets an XP. If votes are tied, both players get XP. Okay. Ask the following questions, answer them as a group. Did we complete a mission or contract? Yes. You did. Did we learn something new and important about the universe? Tell me what you learned.
And I don't know. We know that our previous employer is dead.
That is true.
We learned that the thing we found with the bugs is shocking to other people as it is to us. That was not this isn't something that was generally known. It's a genuine surprise.
I agree. So that's 2. Did we make a new enemy or thwart an existing enemy?
We certainly did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we made several new enemies. We just don't know who they are yet.
Yeah.
Well, no,
yeah.
but only 2 that we know of.
That we know of.
And then anybody. Well, and then of course, depending on how leaky the security is at Taxilla, it could be a whole bunch more people who are not necessarily enemies, but highly desirous of speaking with us. Perhaps at gunpoint.
So I think that is 3 XP for that section. And then ask individually and mark XP if yes. Did one or more of your hooks create problems? What about, let's go through this one at a time. So what about Sophia?
No, I don't think they did yet. I could see one of them was starting to get tickled, but like I don't think it's actually created problems yet.
No, right. What about Kit? Oh, you are muted.
So I think like they were they weren't maybe as diplomatic as they could have been with the negotiations because of their like paranoia and suspicion.
Yeah.
So
I think I'd go for that. What about Radon?
My hook certainly kicked in. Did they cause problems? I don't know.
I think they did, because I think there was a point at which the conversation with the mining under manager could have gone horribly wrong because of your approach to authorities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I give you one for that. And I think, yeah, I think Felix gets one because the drink just was there. You took the disadvantage. The fact that Ray Dawn could then balance it back is fine and dandy, but you took it. Yeah.
I also had the asteroid hook, which I've deleted because that's been resolved. So, but that kicked off the whole we have to blow the reactor thing.
It did. So I think you want to get another one for that one, John. Yes, I'd forgotten about that. You see, you delete it. I just memory like a goldfish. Okay. So we've dealt with that. Advancement, loadout, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So what about this downtime move? When your crew spends time relaxing after a contract cooped up in your ship while traveling, each player describes how they spend their downtime. Let's go round and do that. So how do we see? Let's start with Kit because Treb, you brought it up and I'd have missed it entirely without you. So how do we see you describing spending your downtime on series after this?
Probably hitting a bar.
And
like she's not got a problem like Felix does, but like yeah.
I mean, specifically, if you confront a crew member with a grievance or spend time getting closer to crew member, is that applicable here?
I'd like to. Ray Dawn would like to spend time getting closer to Kit, even though she pretty much thinks it's not going to work.
Of course, I'd forgotten about that relationship hook.
Yeah. So she's, ever hopeful.
So what does that look like then? Because Kit goes to the bar. What do we see of Ray Dawn?
She tags. She's going to tag along. And it's very obvious she's tagging along, unfortunately.
And how does this come across to Kit?
Kit's I don't think Kit is unaware. Like I think Kit, they were an intelligence officer. They've got to be able to read people. So it's like I'm politely, I'm politely like the way you try not to like hurt their feelings, but you
it's just all a Ray Dawn. It's just all a joke, right? Yeah, it's just kidding. Kidding. Yeah.
Okay, so each may choose to heal one stress or have advantage going forward.
I'm going to take a stress.
No, you heal a stress. Oh.
Sorry, it doesn't. I don't think this is good for Ray.
Well, look, I mean, they needn't be symmetrical here. So Kit can heal the stress, but there is the option if you confront a member with a grievance or disagreement. It's not quite at that level. I get it.
No, it's not.
But you may each write a hook related to the outcome. So do you want to tweak this hook, Ray Dawn, in relation to Kit?
Am I going to hit that hook? Yes, absolutely.
So I suppose what I'm saying, do you want to aggravate the hook as an outcome?
Oh, do I want to make the hook worse?
Yeah.
No, this is just unrequited.
Okay.
This is right now just unrequited affection.
Well, then feel free to take a stress if you feel the need, but otherwise heal one.
I'm going to take a stress.
Felix, how do you want to spend a bit of downtime?
I think I want to confront someone about a grievance or disagreement.
Who do you want to confront?
I think this also is with Kit over their refusal to the in the moment decision making we had to do, and their refusal to maybe go along with what Felix wanted at that time.
I think that's cool because at the time it was okay, but the more you think about it, Felix,
Yeah, and especially given the background that Kit, the characters, right? Kit has not really made it clear to the characters their background, and so I think Felix takes the approach of like, look, when we're in situations like that, I'm the one that's got the training. You've got to go along with what I say. We got lucky this time. What if that had gone south?
I was Pink Water Security. It's like
that's a whole different thing.
But yeah, like you say, you are more equipped to protect the others, so I wanted you with them.
We're all a crew. The others were okay. Look, let's just, in the future, we've got to keep clear heads down there.
So what does that look like as a pair of hooks then?
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure on. I'm trying to figure out, because I do want to write a hook, but I'm not sure what that hook is.
Right. Well, give it some thought, because I think there's a nice one in there somewhere. And maybe it's something about, I don't know whether a Kit hook that says Felix is pissed off. So that if you activated that hook, that might put Kit in a difficult position in a similar circumstance again. I don't know, but give it some thought.
Or someone has to be in charge. It's like someone has to be in charge here.
Yeah. And then Bodhi, what about Sophia? What are we Sophia doing in her downtime, if anything?
So I think Sophia has other ways of dealing with stress than going to a bar. So I think Sophia seeks out a kind of equivalent of a mixed martial arts sparring ring, and kind of, I think I'd like to, if he has any interest in going with me, I'd like to invite Felix along with me, and just kind of like a getting closer thing, and also kind of steering Felix away from kind of spending downtime in the bar, kind of giving an alternative.
Does that work, Felix?
So
yeah.
And so what a scene is this 0G martial arts or?
I think so. I think we see kind of scene of us zero G sparring kind of somewhere out in a non-spun up kind of region of the station in the center, or where the docking rings are, or whatever kind of and yeah, I think it's kind of like this classic scene of where we're kind of talking in between bouts, and kind of like maybe during bouts kind of sparring with each other.
Yeah. Okay, so you can both choose to heal one stress or have advantage going forward.
I'll have advantage because I don't have any stress.
Yeah,
Make a
same.
note of it, because I will forget. Yeah, so you start the next session with advantage. I don't know whether downtime is better at the start of a session for that reason. Anyway. Okay, I think that we have covered the ground. Thank you very much for your patience as I continue to struggle to keep track of just how many moves there are. That was a much more kind of intervening between bits of explosion, but thank you for an exploding asteroid, and I'll see you next week. So for now, I will stop the recording